back-to-back Loyal Kana tracks there, and I think deservedly so. Just then was Florence, and at the top, The Isle of Arran. That track contains a beautiful sample from the SIC Youth Choir from a 1969 recording of The Lord Will Make a Way. His raps are introspective, sensitive yet strong. And I will be listening to more Loyal Kana after hearing that. That was my intro, and I fucking loved it.
I must admit, I'm kind of surprised you've never heard of Loyal Kana before.
Man, I don't know. My household is full of jazz or punk rock or West Coast rock. It doesn't have a lot of hip hop at the moment, but it's going to have Loyal Kana now.
Let's not forget, I asked you who Peggy Goo was the other day.
Yeah, that was.
Did you? Oh, yeah. Mate, I said,
in
who's
the
that?
middle
And,
of a mailbag. It's who's
everyone
Peggy Goo?
like,
And I was
what?
like, sorry, brother.
Anyway, I took the
Where's
L
my
there,
number?
but that's okay. Keep coming back to the present moment.
Loyal Kana, epic, and like a really cool way for you to draw some inspiration. And I guess that sort of came to the T20 World Cup, I think 21.
Yeah, I think so.
That was a really poorly worded question. Anyway, how was the T20 World Cup in 21?
T20 World Cup in 21 is like the greatest few weeks of tour time that I've ever had. And it was COVID as well. So we were in a bubble. So there wasn't any going out and like, having the greatest time ever off the field, but we still did in a way without going out. So we stayed in this resort in Dubai, honestly in the middle of the desert somewhere. I can't even tell you what the resort was called, but it was gun. So we had beautiful rooms. We were all on the one floor. So all the boys are like next door to each other, and
it's almost like throwing back to a state carnival.
Yep.
Yeah. Like
just
kids
in a
again.
Beautiful hotel with this immaculate 9-hole golf course attached to it that we basically had access to all the time, and everyone plays golf. So the boys are hitting range balls every night. Guys are just lounging in the pool. This is a group that had played together for a little while. We're all very close, and it's had a real diverse range of guys in there, like very different personalities, but that was totally accepted. So everyone was just allowed to be themselves, and it was the same on the cricket field, which is really cool. We won that World Cup, but the things that really stand out was like the journey getting there, and most of it really revolved around golf, music, and just hanging out together and enjoying each other's company, because that's all you had to do.
And coming into that World Cup, right? Like I hadn't been watching a lot of Australian cricket, but am I right in saying that it was kind of tumultuous? You maybe weren't expected to win. Like how was the whole vibe amongst the boys, and what was the context? Am I right in that? Was there a bit going on?
Like, honestly, there were so many ex-players that came out before the World Cup and just sprayed us. They just said, there's no chance they're going to win it. Almost like you may as well not even roll up, just bagging us. And
it was from memory, it was like almost pretty savage. And then I think that was almost the start of a divide between the Australian cricket team and a bunch of past players. There wasn't a lot of love there.
None.
Yep.
And you felt that in the team? The boys were like, what's going on here?
Yep. And we loved it because we were like, fuck that. We're going to stick together.
Yeah.
And we knew we were a good team. Like, we knew we were a very good team. There's a lot of good players in that team. And we knew if we just come together at the right time, put our best foot forward, like we can win it. We can beat anyone there. That's exactly what happened. I remember Adam Zampa. It's one of the great moments of all time. We're on the rooftop of this hotel. This is after we'd done the ski goggles, blaring Freed from Desire in the room, spraying champagne, all of that. But then we get on this rooftop. We're all in our kits, like everyone's wearing like Yeezy slides, like just carrying on, just being silly and enjoying the victory. Adam Zampa is the songmaster in the white ball setup for Australia. And he goes, right, boys, I've kept some receipts. And we knew that he had done this. And he'd written down, he was just listing off names of past players, and then he'd read out the quote. And he'd read it out and then just burst out laughing. And the whole team would just be like, like laughing at this one person that had just, for no real good reason other than getting themselves in the media, had bagged our team. Like, genuinely just bagged our team. And we were like, just reveling in that.
Just sharing that nah, told you so.
Yeah.
We knew we were right, and we were right.
We just believed it. And the other thing is, the guys in that team, like, they don't want to be like that. Like, we don't want to be like that. We're doing our best. We're playing cricket. We're trying to represent our country, and trying to make some people proud. But you know, there's always people that are going to bring you down, and that's part of the job. But there was a lot.
I was trying to figure out why that a bunch of past players were doing that recently, and one of my thoughts is because they didn't grow up fully with the internet. They had time without the internet. They didn't have the consequences of words and all those things that stay forever, and then they go into media after they retire, and it's just like, I'm flying off the cuff, I can do whatever, and it's not necessarily caring about the curation of Australian cricket and caretaking. And that was my thought. It might not be correct, but it's just like a little bit more love would be appreciated. But it made for some pretty funny moments.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when Zamps was doing that, like, I can, same thing. I can see that really clearly. Everyone just cracking up laughing, then just belting out the team song, and enjoying the rest of the night. You know, we ended up in a bunker on that golf course watching the sunrise. I remember me, Kane Richardson, Adam Zampa, Marcus Stoinis, Mitch Swepson. Mitch Marsh had gone back into his room to order some burgers at that time. and we walked back.
The Boston was hungry, was he?
Genuine. I remember Kane Richardson was trying to do like pole vault with the with one of the flag sticks. And it was greatness. We're just drinking in this bunker on the golf course like at 5 a.m. And then we walked back into the hotel, banged down Mitch's door, you know, but it was open. But we're like knocking on it, and then we're like, oh, it's open. So we pushed the door open. Mitch is in there, in nothing but just his robe, on the phone to room service, and he's going, "Yep, g'day." And we're pissing ourselves laughing. Can I get 2 chicken burgers, please? You know, Mitchie, like, we love Mitchie. And he was like the best. He played the GOAT innings in that final. Hit the first ball for 6, and like, you know, that's almost like what won us the game from that moment. But man of the match, someone who'd been, you know, sprayed plenty of times coming up into that moment, and he was just
ready for a chicken burger.
The king was on his bed, mate, in his robe, ordering 2 burgers with extra tomato sauce, as he said. So, you know, like, great times. So much fun. Everyone looked after each other. It was beautiful.
Well, while I give you this aux and let you take us there with a few tracks, I just want to know, on that golf course, who's the most handy?
Oh God. Andrew McDonald, the coach, very, very good golfer. Mitchie thinks he's a good golfer.
But he's like,
and he
13,
tells me
14.
He's rocking with some Drummond golf sponsorship stuff.
He's
now,
so
really
funny.
getting
He
into
bought
that.
he's got the Drummond sponsorship. He's got everything. And I remember he bought these like Miura clubs from Japan. This like Japanese craftsman guy like makes these elite irons, and he bought these irons. He was like, "Man, these are going to be the best things ever." And I reckon he's shafted them for like something else now. So it was a bit of an impulsive decision, but which is all right. Glenn Maxwell, very good, skillful man.
And when we're talking good, like, these guys are scratch.
Yeah, I
maybe
think so.
couple under sort of thing, because obviously very skilled hand-eye players.
Yeah.
Obviously must transfer pretty nicely.
Yeah, and they play at every opportunity, and we get a lot of chances to play on nice courses, so they love it. I'm a good time golfer. I have a great time.
Yeah, same, yeah, absolutely.
I love playing golf.
Love the bunkers and pole vaulting.
Love the bunkers. There's some good ones.
Easy, man. I'm going to take us to a couple of tracks. We're going to pass you the aux, and we'll be right back and jump into 2025 AGO and see what's up.
Sounds good.